there's a bulletproof way of wrecking your life. And this happens when you listen to too many motivational videos and fail to do the actual due diligence on your belief systems. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what is this trap, how to avoid it, and how to craft a belief system that actually helps you get where you want to go. Let's get to it. Hello everyone, Leon Castillo here, CEO and founder of Selfmastered, which is a company that specializes in peak cognitive performance for entrepreneurs and business leaders. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing because we release a few videos every week to help people like you, busy professionals, ambitious entrepreneurs, scale and grow at exponential speed. So today I want to discuss what's the difference between aspirations and expectation, and more importantly, why this is so crucial, why this matters, and why this brings so much misery to everybody, really. Because the fastest way to wreck your life is to have insanely high expectations. If you have insanely high expectations, nothing you'll ever do will be enough, and you will keep demanding and extolling yourself, chasing an impossible goal. I'm not saying do not raise your expectations. Like most gurus always tell you to raise your expectation as much as possible. That's what doesn't work. What works is to have a healthy balance between your expectations and your aspirations, and understanding how does the mind perform at its best. And here I have a story. So a few years ago, I was playing tennis with a friend of mine. And we're competing against each other, trying to prove who was better at tennis. It was obviously me, right? He'll say it's not true, but it is. In any case, we were competing and we were trying to win over the other person. Over time, what happened is that we were relying on the best moves we knew, and we were not taking enough risks by doing different moves or trying different strategies and tactics on the battlefield, because we definitely wanted to win. We expected to win, and we were curtailing our own game because we were afraid of trying new things. So our performance was getting diminished by having too high expectations. In the end, the result doesn't matter. The key here is that we were performing worse because we were doing less moves, we were risking less on the tennis court, and we were just relying on what we knew how to do 100% of times. So our game became very poor, and the game was not beautiful. It was not a joy to watch, nor a joy to play. And this is why I mean that having too high expectations too high will curtail your performance. And what can we do? So what's the solution here, you may be thinking? Well, we first need to differentiate between the expectation and the aspiration, the two different phenomena. Expectations is what you think will happen, and aspiration is what you'll love happens in the end. And in our view, the best way to go about this is to have very low expectations, so really expect very little, but aspire to have an incredible result. Very high aspirations, but be satisfied and content with little. Because if you achieve a healthy balance between expectations and aspirations, you enter what psychologists call the engagement zone. And this is an application of something we've discussed before in this channel, which is the Goldilocks rules. The best or fastest path towards growth stands a little bit outside of the current level limits of your ability, but not too far away. If you stretch yourself too far, too wide, you curtail your performance because you eventually break down. There's too much stress in your system and you cannot keep it. But if you do not stress enough, then guess what? You get bored easily. So imagine if my friend was Rafa Nadal. It would be impossible to play against him because he will get bored and I will get frustrated because he's much better than I'd ever be in tennis. Conversely, if I played against a little kid, I will get bored very easily and he will be frustrated, right? So this is how you avoid wrecking your life up. Keep low expectations, work your ass off, narrow your focus, increase your intensity, operate at peak performance, and have extremely high aspirations. Over time, the gap it's going to diminish and you will be able to expect as much as you aspire. But this is something that's very advanced concept that not many people can pull off. In fact, I'd argue that it's always better to have aspirations a little bit outside of your expectation level. That's how you grow. That's how you maintain the Goldilocks rules that psychologists agree is the best way to train your mind into peak performance. So hopefully this was useful. Remember, high expectations, let's say, and extremely high aspirations. Always aspirations more than expectations. That's how you avoid wrecking your life. And this applies to anything. It applies to sports, applies to mental performance, applies to your job, to your business. It applies to anything you really do. Try to be your best, but aspire to be incredibly good. And over time, you will gravitate towards incredible and insanely high levels of performance. Hopefully this was useful. Please let me know in the comments, like, subscribe, do whatever you know you need to do so that we can keep growing and helping more people. And if you want a proven framework for planning and executing at peak performance, we have that in the Evolution program. Book a call with me and let's see if we can indeed help you. See you in the next video.